Hello, 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 and yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Community Team Cup. We are at the end of match day 7 on a Sunday. And welcome, chat. I see AHR in the chat already. Welcome, lads. Also see DTR Richie. A good evening. So yeah, as always, I do a little bit of a quick facts rundown for CTC. So what are we doing here? Basically, team versus team racing in an organized way. So on a regular basis, we race against each other. This season 2025 we have 12 teams in total from 10 different communities. 2 groups with 6 teams each have been formed at the start of the season. So we have 10 match days for the entire regular season that spans from February until November. Every team has 1 home and 1 away match against the other teams in their group. So there's possibility for revenge, of course. After the regular season, the 2 group winners will advance to the grand final. That's in December, the week before Christmas. For the race day itself, so it is 1 race, roughly 45 minutes in time. It will be translated into a fixed amount of laps according to the settings. These settings, so the home team, they can decide the match day settings. That's the car, the track, the weather slots, the multipliers for the fuel, the tires, and also the refuel rate within a certain limit, so we don't get that really crazy multipliers or whatever. And also the available and mandatory tire compounds to use. There's a common car and track pool for all teams for the entire season. So once a car and a track has been picked by a home team, that's not available for them again to pick for the rest of the season. But they could use the same car or drive on that same track if they're an away team and the other team decides to do that. So yeah. That's basically CTC in a nutshell in 2025. So let's have a look at the schedule. Match day 7. So we're at the very end of match day 7. We've already seen 4 matchups on Friday and yesterday. Today we have 2 more. This one, ART versus AHR, and also parallel, by the way, P1R versus ZFS. On ZFS Gr.B's YouTube channel if you want to have a look at this. Of course, after watching this race, so the beauty of YouTube is you can watch it on demand. But no, all good. Support Gr.B. It's always fun with him on comms. So, quick look at the current standing. So we are running a Group B match today, so see on the right hand side, that is also not the correct, it's an outdated one. Let me quickly change that. Here we go. We already have the standings after match day 6. So in Group B, AHR sitting in P3 and ART in P5 after 6 match days. Let's have a look at the detailed settings for today's matchup. So it is the Honda NSX GT500 car from 2008, the Super GT car. Group 2 in-game. We are driving at St. Croix, layout B in reverse. 21 laps of racing. Quite decent multipliers for fuel and tire wear, I must say. So 3 times fuel, 2 times tires. Also like an okayish refuel rate, 60 liters per second. Or sounds probably like a flat out race. This one, afternoon times 5 time progression. So we'll head into the evening definitely for this one. Weather, no surprise, sunny conditions. And then we have the racing softs and racing mediums available. And also mandatory. Of course, if you want to, you can also use intermediates and wets, but I reckon that won't be the fastest way around this track. So yeah, let's stick with the softs and mediums. The matchup between the two, we saw that quickly on the standings, but let's have a comparison. So ART 6 points, 2 wins, 4 losses so far. AHR 12 points, 4 wins and 2 losses. So AHR still in the mix for the group win. I think ART will be very, very difficult for them to get into the grand final with not many match days to come. And then final graphics, and then we finally get into the lobby probably, and the qualifying should be starting very soon. So you see the drivers for both teams, some new faces for both teams here. So from my side, a very, very warm welcome to CTC. Hope you can enjoy the racing, the team versus team racing. It's definitely something different compared to just standard daily racing or even league racing. So you're not just driving for yourself, you also represent your team and want to perform good, score points, and all that good stuff. All right, and we see the lobby is getting reset. So I think we should be close to the start of the qualifying session. Qualifying will be 10 minutes in total. All drivers can go out on track, but we have like this agreement. The home team, they have the advantage. They can leave the pits as soon as the session starts, and the away team, they will join the track 30 seconds after. So we should have the drivers a bit separated on track for the qualifying session. That's the idea, at least, behind. Dylan, no lemons is not lemony. Nope. But very similar, yeah. Name. That's true. So, let's do a little bit of a car watch. We spot those liveries. We will probably have a look at them during the outlap. So it's, I think, something 1 minute 55, 56, I reckon. So we have time, definitely, to have a look at the cars in detail. Final preparations now for the qualifying itself. So everyone should be using the racing soft tires, and there is no tire wear and fuel consumption enabled for the qualifying session. A little bit of confusion with DJ Brock as the race director. So it looks like they want to do a little bit of a race practice. I thought they did it already. So the usual setup is like we're starting this with race settings, then switch to a couple of minutes for qualis practice, and then we go on with the actual show. So, but in the end, it is the race director who gives the calls for all of us, and if they agree to run a bit more race practice, then so it is. So I hope they get it sorted. The game has to be loud, by the way. It's a race car. So still a little bit of discussions happening currently between the teams, so we might get a couple of minutes race practice. But then we wait. Living in a land of confusion today. Here we go. We will start with the qualifying by the looks of it now. So thank you both teams for finding a solution, and then let's get ready for the qualifying session itself. 10 minutes in total at the St. Croix. Layout B in reverse, a fast flowing track in Group 2 cars, always fun. We've seen this combination this season already. CLR versus TCR did that race. Not sure about the multipliers, but the car and the track was definitely the same. So here we go, and it's qualifying time. So we will see the Amigos Racing Team drivers heading out onto the track now. OM Dalton, Kyle Games drums, Lango 666, McFlurry twist, 3 seconds already, bit too eager on the pit exit, Beardy McBeard and TDR Speed Hunter, the 6 drivers for ART. And then we have a look at Apex Hunter Racing. It's Sticky Moss, GT Slide Rules, and we have Lemons, Cray Rock, Tracer Tel or T-Racer Tel, I don't know, and Zanai Golfo, but I think the nickname is Ruben, so I will go with Ruben. That's easier to pronounce, at least for me. So we jump to the ART drivers, so they get closer to the final sector, and then we will go on board with the first driver on track for the first timed lap. So approaching the final turn, and then we go on board, carry the speed onto the start to finish straight. Here we go. So looking roughly at the 100. Nice line, carry the speed for the run uphill. So the S's, they are flat. 6th gear. Probably avoid a little bit of the understeer, but very smooth driving here. And then start off the curb on the right hand side. You go heavy onto the brakes for the left hander. Also focus on the exit for the long straight again. A little bit uphill, and then we get ready for the uphill left. Just when you see the barriers on the left hand side, drop into 4th gear early on the power again. Then you see the bridge on the right hand side, then over the crest, just there you brake for the entry to the bridge. A very tricky section. If you go too wide, there's a barrier sticking out, but managed it over the bridge. We go, we wait for the end of the barrier to brake for the left-right chicane. Again, early on the power for the uphill S section. We go coming around this long left hand off, let out, no worries. And the start of the curb, you brake. 2nd gear, 3rd gear on exit, I reckon. No, in between. And already into the final sector through the penalty zone. And just after the 100, final turn, don't cut too much on the inside, don't touch the barrier on the outside, and that looked like a solid lap to start. A 157.9 it is for Owen Dalton. So a good benchmark, I guess, for the drivers. Beauty McBeard Speed Hunter with a 57.6. We see the where the AHR drivers, so they set their first times. Sticky Moss with a 57.9 P2. Lemons up into provisional pole position with a 57.4. Grey Rock did a 58.8. It is P6. Slide rules 59. And Ruben with a 57.5 would join his teammate on the front row currently. So 1-2 for AHR, 3 AT, then AHR again, ART, AHR, and the ART boys. And McFlurry Twist struggling a little bit. So some penalties. Good light. Let's have a look at Kyle. Oh no! Unlucky moment in the qualifying. So, and will they have enough of a gap to the AHR drivers? I think they're fine. Can we have a look at our teammate? Had a spin and crashed into, was it Lango? I think so. Yeah, it's 6 minutes in just under 4 minutes to go. There is still time to improve, but definitely not ideal. We've seen a couple of drivers improving the lemons into the 56s, 56.8. Right. Looks like he might be the driver to beat today. The qualifying pace is strong. Ruben as well. 57.2. The Speed Hunter still in P3 and has a little bit of a slipstream. Oh, wait, yeah, it's purple, not by much, but now maybe the dirty air through the sweeping turns. Missed the apex. Don't think that is an improvement. We'll wait for the next time. Yeah, lost 7/10, unfortunately. Then let's go with lemons. We hear banging noises all around. Probably still that crash sound from that massive incident early on in the session. So also down on his previous best, so no improvement incoming on this lap. Let's wait. We see Kyle with a more competitive lap time, P7. So let's have a look at the provisional standings with 1.5 minutes to go. Lemons P1, Ruben P2, Slide Rules P3, so 1, 2, 3 for AHR. Currently Speed Hunter then P4 for ART, Sticky Moss in P5 for AHR, Tal in 6th for AHR as well, Dalton and for ART on that final lap. Probably, maybe he can squeeze in one more. Kyle is definitely the final lap of the qualifying session in 8th. Grey Rock in P9 currently, and Beardy in 10th. Lango P11 and McFlurry Twist in P12. Still struggling a little bit with the car and the conditions. So who will be the first to cross the line? So it looks like Dalton will get that one extra lap. 58.2, no improvements. Everyone that's crossing the line now will end the session. Lemons stopped it. He won't be improving by the looks. What about Kyle? 57.3 up to P4, where Speed Hunter 57.0. Clutch moment for Speed Hunter and Amigos Racing Team up to P2. We see more improvements incoming on that final lap now. Looks solid. That lap 56.8 for Ruben. So it's AHR 1-2 again. And probably that's the end of the session. No, we still have Owen Dalton running 2/10 down. currently. And he's hit the wall, so that's also the end of the session, and everyone else on the cooldown lap for this session. So we will get the in-game graphics soon for that qualifying session. So wait until the timer runs out. Here we go. So let's quickly grab the screenshots, and then we have a look at the result. So Lemons takes pole position, 0.8. Same for Ruben, 0.8 as well. 52 drivers, 156 then Speed Hunter for ART on the second row, alongside with GT Slide Rules, aka Wayne. Then row number 3 we have Kyle and Stiggy running next to each other. Row number 4 we have Tal and Grey Rock, and all AHR row. And then we see Dalton and Beardy McBeard in row number 5, and Lango and McFlurry Twist on row number 6. All right. So we see the race settings: 21 laps racing, softs and mediums available, and also mandatory. Tire wear is not too bad. I think if I can bring up the infos once again. So the fuel times 3 and the tire wear times 2. So I expect a very fast-paced race then on the mediums and the softs for that battle between Amigos Racing Team and Apex Hunter Racing. So a small advantage for AHR after the qualifying. P1 gets 3 extra points, P2 2 extra points, and P3 1 extra point. So that's +4 for now. Looks like the drivers are getting ready, and then we can start the race very, very soon. So, as always, good luck and have a good race. Everyone is ready, so am I. Let's go. AHR. And Into spectate mode we go. We see mediums for the top 2, 3, 4. So looks like most of the drivers will be starting on a medium tire. And let's go, lights out. Match day 7. ART versus AHR is on the way. Into the first turn we go. Speed Hunter on the outside. Doesn't get the run. Slide rules up a position. And through the uphill as we go for the first time. The dirty air might be very strong if the cars are that close. Everyone with a clean run so far through those first couple of turns. Now the slipstream battles will start. Stiggy versus Kyle. Oh, Kyle hit the barrier, but I don't think he got damaged. No. Onto the bridge we go. Oh, big wiggle. Tell lost that car. But good quick hands. Just a little bit of momentum and maybe 2 positions lost. Braking zone off the bridge. We go. Oh, that's close to the wall. We go 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide maybe. Uphill. Oh, and there was a little bit of contact this time. Kyle on the outside. Lost momentum. Down to P11. The moment. And seen some smoke. What happened? Collision between all the cars. So. Oh yeah, that was a moment, and then lost the car. I think we need to go back once more and see who had that massive sand. You see 2 wide, and then that was way too late. Yeah. And then it gets collected by the teammates as well. So not the start you want to have, of course, for this race. So Beardy McBeard dropped down to P12. Grey Rock was probably an innocent victim. Here down to P11. McFlurry Twist also involved in that. P10. Kyle in P9. Also a little bit of contact on when they were heading into the final sector. In P8 we have Sticky Mars in 7th position. It is Tell. Close behind. Lango. Ooh, Tell crashed into the barrier, and his teammate in shock also lost the car. It's a tricky car to drive with that wind. Also, we need to have a look. We need to go for the longer version of that replay. See what happened, but it was maybe just a little bit too late. Yep. And then, ooh, but good avoidance. Still, you lose so much time. So we were running up the order. Lango in P6 for ART. OM Dalton in P5. Right behind. Slide rules. Uphill we go. Through the S's. Speed Hunter is trying to catch the two AHR drivers, Ruben and Lemons. Those two with a nice little bit of a slipstream run. And Speed Hunter 1 second. Close to the wall again. And yeah, instantly you see the gap 2-3 tenths up again. And this barrier is so tricky sticking out. Let's get on board with OM Dalton chasing slide rules off the bridge break. Inside curb early on the power. Good run for the ART driver. He's closing that gap under 3 tenths. Slide rule slightly missed the apex and touches the grass. So we will lose some momentum, but I think he will be fine to defend that position heading into the final turn. Nicely this apex and gained a couple of tenths again. 59.7. Both. Oh no! Understeered damage. Had a good line through the first turn, touching the green painted part there on the track, but still carried a little bit too much speed. When will the damage repair? 1.2 currently the gap. The Speed Hunter is still close. A little bit of slipstream available for the ART driver. And let's see the other cars on track. Lango, a little bit of a gap behind, 3.7 seconds. We have two HR drivers, Stiggy Moss and Tell, P7 and P8. Kyle now increasing the pace, under 2 seconds of that gap. A little bit of a wiggle, and Grey Rock with a penalty in 2.7 seconds. And then we have Beardy McBeard and McFlurry Twist running P11, P12 currently. Speed Hunter with a good run, less than a second now to the cars in front. So he wants to join the battle for the lead. An okay run, not the best, but the slipstream will help him. And it's the fastest lap of the race so far, 58.7. Lemons and Ruben doing a good job. And we have a first look at the tire wear and the fuel consumption. We have fuel with the ×3. You definitely see like the fuel usage. The tires still looking very, very good. So the mediums shouldn't be an issue. The question is, when can you switch to the racing softs? Lemons hits the wall. A bit of an awkward situation. The teammate right behind. And it's all Erb's Speed Hunter now 7/10, as close as it ever was. The second battle brewing, slide rules and OM Dalton. And also in the distance, I think, yep, Stiggy and Tell, they caught up with Lango. Less than a second. coming off the bridge. An aggressive run from Sticky Moss, but carrying the speed, carrying the momentum, and gaining so much time uphill. Now less than half a second. Setting up the move into turn 1 maybe. Yeah, had to back out a little bit. Then gets the better exit. Is already past the ART driver. So moves up 1 position, and Tell looking and hoping to do the same. So now Lango in that AHR sandwich. It's really fast flowing uphill assist. Tell showed his nose for a brief moment, or took a different line, maybe to avoid the really strong part of the turbulent air, and then gets the better exit onto the straight. Maybe a little bit of slipstream assist from his teammate, and looks like he will get that move done. Oh, they're still side by side, and Tell now with the inside line for the uphill left, and moves up into P7. Lango is still there, and also Kyle closed the gap. Oops, that was too quick on the keyboard. 1.1 seconds, so Kyle is joining that party. Let's see what the leaders are doing. Still the top 3 separated by just 1.5 seconds. Oh, that's close to the wall. A little bit too close. CT scratched that livery. New fastest lap of the race for AHR. We missed that overtake. OM Dalton got past slide rules. So P4 for the ART driver. So 1-2 AHR, 3-4 for ART. Then we have 3 AHR drivers, slide rules, Sticky Moss, and Tell. Kyle got past his teammate Lango, up to P8. Lango down to P9. Grey Rock in a little bit of no man's land at this stage in P10. 4 seconds the gap to P9, and 6 to Gr.B, and another roughly 6 seconds to McFlurry Twist in P12. Good teamwork at the front. A little bit laggy through that part. Don't think Lemons hit the wall. But this is definitely an off track for Lemons. Dirty tires, so tricky final turn incoming for the AHR driver. Will we see a position change at the front? Oh, he managed those dirty tires pretty good. But his teammate is catching, staying behind for now, and keeping the gap to Speed Hunter in P3, roughly at a second. So this is far from over. Starting lap 8 of 21. It's still AHR 1, 2, ART 3, 4. And then we see the next AHR drivers, slide rules, Sticky and Tell, with Kyle closed that gap. He can smell the slipstream now. 1.2, and he might need it for the run now. Solid, smooth run, gaining on the exit. 1.3 roughly. Tell lost the slipstream to his teammate. Oh, Kyle didn't gain that much. Not even a tenth. Now into the uphill left. Carried more speed. This is where he gained a second. Onto the bridge and a good run. Getting that gap down to a second. So Kyle is flying after an unlucky start. It's down. Ooh, no, the commentator's curse. I Jaegered him. Ay. Sorry. I knew it would happen. But yeah, the rear stepping out, then clipping the wall. Also gets himself a little bit of a damage, unfortunately. And loses quite some time. 5 seconds roughly. Now again, so back to the drawing board. Oh, and the battle at the front is heating up. 6/10 separating the three drivers. Oh, and Lemons again with a poor exit. The Speed Hunter with the opportunity and pulls alongside. Will he get the run? He is in the better position for now, unless Ruben gets the slipstream. No, I don't think so. So Speed Hunter will move up into P2. Lemons still survived that off track. But again, the rear stepping out. Ooh, that was like a millimeter away from that barrier. Racing to the absolute limits of the track. Speed Hunter is pushing. Oh, this is very intense driving from the three drivers at the sharp end of this race. Speed Hunter missed the apex by quite a margin, so not the best run opportunity for Ruben. Again, Speed Hunter not hit the apex. It's crucial here at St. Croix, and looks like move into turn 1 is happening now. Can Speed Hunter hold it around the outside? Don't think so. Oh, nice racing between the two. And has to slot in behind. Uphill they go. But doing a good job, like carrying the speed in that dirty air. And very patient on the throttle this time. It's 4/10, gaining a little bit. But don't think it will be enough to go for a move. So Owen Dalton still running in P4, and we see slide rules and Tal. P6. I think we are missing someone. Sure, Kyle with some damage again. Yes, Stiggy also with a 2:12.999 last time round, so a mistake somewhere. Dropped down to P10. Greyrock in 9th, right behind the two ART drivers, Kyle and Lango. Onto the bridge we go again. can the ART drivers perform a roadblock heading into the braking zone. And Kyle not really defending the inside line, and we see an attempt at least. Grey Rock on the inside line now, outside line for Kyle, but the outside line will become the inside line for the next braking zone. Kyle still there, side by side racing, a little bit of contact, but Kyle keeps that position for now. Gray and Stiggy, they are now chasing the two ART drivers, and Stiggy with a better run through the final turn, and hits the wall. So we'll see a bit of bump drafting down the main straight. And this is close racing now between the four drivers. Battle for P7, 8, 9 and 10. A little bit of offline driving. This is so intense. The fast flowing uphill ashes at this track. And once again the slipstream up towards the next braking zone. It is a soft braking zone though, so Lango might be okay if he defends the inside line. Oh, he leaves it open, but he felt confident enough with that gap. And all the drivers running very close to the wall on the uphill left, onto the bridge again. It is this time not as close as previously towards that barrier. And Kyle again with a little bit of a gap, a bit of a breather. Lango defending the position off the bridge. We go. And uphill, not the best speed. Now he will be under pressure now from the two AHR drivers. He's going defensive. And keeps that position for now. We see a little bit of a position swap between the two AHR drivers. Oh, we see the first pit stops now after 11 laps. It's heating up, it's heating up. A little bit of contact maybe through that final turn. And Slide rules the first driver to go on to the soft tire compound. Whee, that was close. That was close. So when will the leaders pit? Lemons again very wide. The Speed Hunter up to P2 again, so we missed that. And Ruben P3, but yeah, still less than 2 seconds separating the top three. So pedals everywhere, that's nice to see. And yeah, Lemons got a little bit of damage. Will we see them pitting now as well? Less than a second to Speed Hunter and less than half a second to Ruben in P3. The final turn, and then we'll get to see if there's a pit stop incoming. Looks like they're taking the wide line, staying out. So not feeling confident enough to go on to the soft tire compound at this stage. And looks like we see again a change for P2, at least for now. Ruben up to P2 again, Speed Hunter P3. And let's see, Owen Dalton still running in P4. We have Tell in 5th and Kyle P6. Sticky was in P7. Lango in 8th. Grey Rock into the pits. That was a little bit late. Not sure if it that tricked me a little bit, but if he crosses the solid white line on the entry, then it will be a 3-second penalty. We'll wait. But now it drops down to P12. And it's soft tires. And it was okay. It was okay. Just the angle of the camera, I reckon. So this means we have Grey Rock on the soft tire compound and slide rules on the softs. Everywhere else still running on the mediums since the start of the race. Well, we should see the next pit stops now very soon. Probably the end of this lap. So again, very wide line from Lemons, cutting the grass a little bit. And fuel also getting lower. And they're staying out. But maybe they want to run as long as the fuel lasts in the tank. The top 3 at least. Again, this is crazy, like half a second between the top 3 after 26 minutes of racing, 13 laps in. So next one is pitting. Tell now low on fuel. Kyle is staying out. Stiggy in as well. What about Lango going for one more on very low fuel? Beardy as well running. And Tell is back out on track on race softs. Jumped slide rules. Next driver on softs is Stiggy. McFlurry Twist still on the mediums and Grey Rock as well on the soft tire compound now. So none of the ART drivers have pitted yet, and also the top 2, Lemons and Ruben for AHR. And I'm looking at the fuel and don't think they get one more lap out of this tank. So get ready for the next pit stop sequence. Ooh, Speed Hunter with a moment, and that cost him 6-7 seconds, maybe more. Lost the rear, unfortunately, just before the pit stop, I reckon. So Lemons in, Ruben in, and Speed Hunter going in as well. 8 seconds now, that gap. OM Dalton also in, it is. So next driver will be Kyle. Also in. And Lango is really low on fuel. I think had to save quite a bit on that lap. And Beardy McBeard jumped him on that in lap. So new race situation, Ruben leading. I think he did put in a little bit less fuel compared to Lemons, but still AHR 1-2 half a second, so they can help each other with the slipstream. The Speed Hunter, even less fuel in 7 seconds, the gap. Currently Dalton in P4. It's a bit of a lonely race for him at this stage. P4, I don't think he will be unhappy with that one. Then We have tell and slide rules for AHR in P5 and P6. 8 seconds the gap to Kyle for ART in 7th position. And we might see a fast lap on soft tires from Kyle. Look at the right hand side, 58.6. So that on mediums, that's close to the fastest lap. So, and he has fresh soft tires now. Sticky Moss in 8th, Gr.B in P9. Gr.B McBeard with a 3-second penalty. Cutting across the pit lane line somewhere, entry or exit. That's gonna hurt. 3 seconds, no doubt about it. Lango in 11th and McFlurry Twist in P12. So everyone now on the racing soft tire compound. Looks like a little mistake. Lemons on the edge of losing that slipstream to his teammate. .5 now. So I think we go on board with our race leader now. Will we see a new fastest lap of the racing coming? Ooh, bit sideways. Lost a little bit compared to the fastest lap. Still up though. Could see a 57 incoming. Good run out of the final turn. And a 57.5. 57.8 for Lemons. And a 58.1 for Speed Hunter. .6 Dalton. So mid 58 for Tell and slide rules 2 minute. That wasn't the greatest laps of all times. Here comes Kyle with a 59.6 on his first timed lap after the pit stop. So 8 seconds to gap. Sticky also pushing into the 57s. Here closing the gap to Kyle. Under 2 seconds it is. Gr.B also with a low 58 after the pit stop. So picking up the pace on the softs. Lango at 2 minutes, taking it a bit easy, I think, on those softs now. Also a 2 minute flat for Gr.B. And 2:02 currently for McFlurry Twist. So I think, yep, I wanted to say this could get interesting. It looks like Kyle had a mistake and lost the position to Sticky Moss already. Half a second the gap. This is the closest battle on track for position between the two teams, P7 and P8. Have a quick look towards the front where Speed Hunter takes the fastest lap of the race, 57.1, 6.4 seconds the gap. I think Speed Hunter will be fuming a little bit with that mistake on the in-lap, on the medium stint. The final sector, lost the rear, lost 8 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, quite settled at the moment. Also Tel MP5. Slide rules, the gap to the cars behind, nearly 9 seconds. Oh, a little bit of an off track. Oh, and then let's see. Oh, again, Kyle struggling to keep that car on the track. He carried a bit too much speed, maybe uphill with the S's. But got it stopped somehow, and still has the slipstream. And time flies. Look at that, already lap 18 out of 21. So getting towards the closing stages of that race. That was once again very close for Kyle. And he has to run. Sticky defending the inside line. Goes a little bit deep. An opportunity for Kyle. Around the outside, side by side, they go uphill. And a little bit of a lift there to tuck in behind and use the slipstream. So good setup for Sticky Moss now. Oh, sends it into the final turn. Or maybe a bit too hot. No. Oh, that was a great move. I didn't expect that. But let's let's watch it again. And they're swapping positions. Nice to see. So Ruben still leading a 57.0, also grabbed the fastest lap of the race. 2 extra points. Lemons had a moment. I think he hit the barrier coming on to the bridge. Let's see. Oh, yep. It was still like a lucky bounce for Lemons. So this could have ended in a spin. It's likely. So 4 seconds now the gap to Ruben in P1 and 3 seconds the gap to Speed Hunter. With Ruben starting the penultimate lap of this race very soon. So he crosses the line. And now 2 laps to go. The damage is gone. 3 seconds between Lemons and Speed Hunter. P2, P3. And Dalton in 4th position, still running. No one around him. Tel P5. Slide rules. Very solid P6. The gap coming down to Sticky. P7. Greyrock P8. It looks like Kyle had a moment and goes for the fastest lap attempt. So at this stage, nothing else to gain. So he will be changing his tires. New set of softs and then trying to get the fastest lap on the last lap of the race. The gap between Lemons and Speed Hunter is still roughly at 3 seconds. If nothing crazy happens, then this should be our podium. Ruben, Lemons and Speed Hunter. Another 57 for Ruben, and it's the final lap of this race. 4.4 seconds to gap to Lemons, another 57 as well. For the AHR driver, Speed Hunter with a 57.4 as well, under 3 seconds to gap. But it's too much, I think, to overcome on that final lap. Dalton on the final lap as well. P4 Tell now starting lap 21. Slide rules crossing the line on the final lap as well. It's Sticky Moss P7. Grey Rock in 8th. And we have Lango. Beardy, and it is Kyle on fresh soft tires with the attempt to get the fastest lap of the race. In P12, McFlurry Twist are also starting their final lap. Ruben already off the bridge into the final sector. 4.5 seconds, 2 seconds between Lemons and Speed Hunter. So it should be enough for Lemons to secure that P2. And Ruben with his debut in CTC scores a victory for AHR. Lemons on the podium in P2 and Speed Hunter P3 for ART. OM Dalton then brings home P4. Next up will be Tell for AHR, also a good debut in CTC. Slide rules, a veteran for AHR. P6 finishing in the top half of this race. Sticky had a pace, unlucky moments, but overall I think it's okay. The first race, and Grey Rock as well with his first CTC race. And Lango was fighting with the big boys earlier on in this race. Gets a P9 on his debut as well. Beardy and Kyle. Will Kyle get that fast lap? No, it's a 58.6, so the fastest lap stays with AHR as well. And last driver to cross the line is McFlurry Twist for the Amigos Racing team. Alright, well done, everybody. So, we'll save that replay and grab the results. And then let's have a look at the race results graphics. Ruben, fastest lap victory for Apex Hunter Racing. Lemons on the podium as well. P2, so 1, 2, 4. HR P3 and 4. It is for ART, Speed Hunter and Dalton. And the next 3 positions go to, it's 4 by the way, not 3, it's 4. To HR, Tell, Slide Rules, Steam and Grey Rock. Then we have Lango, Beardy McBeard, Kyle and McFlurry Twist for ART on the positions 9 to 12. So I won't be doing the live scores now. It's fair to say that with a 1, 2, and 5, 6, 7, 8, that AHR will be the winners for this match day. I guess that's it for this month here, at least on the official CTC YouTube channel. If you can't get enough of CTC racing action, please make sure to head over to ZFS Grantis for the banger matchup, match day 7 P1 versus P2 in Group B, Project 1 Racing versus ZFS. So I will be watching that after I finish the stream and do the scores. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, the usual stuff. Feel free to leave a like, leave a sub if you haven't already. Share with your friends, and hope to see you again next month for match day 8. Here, the actual dates then will be published as soon as the teams will finalize them. But yeah, towards the end of September we will see match day 8 again with some great different team racing. That's it from my side, Jaeger. So thank you all once again for stepping by, and hope to see you next time around again. Take care. Until next time, bye bye.